Hello, Radioland! You're listening to the 2021 North Carolina Radio Play Festival on the CPF Radio Hour. I'm your host, Christian O'Neill. If you're watching us on video, you're in for a treat. We'll be showing you the smiling faces of the playwrights, directors, and the voice performers featured in each play. Maybe you'll hear a familiar voice. Now prepare yourselves, listeners. The stories you'll hear tonight are all staged in the theater of the mind, restricted only by your imagination. Grab a snack, take a seat. Tonight, anything is possible. This year our festival themes are rebirth and renewal. Every weekend in May, you'll hear how 2 North Carolinian playwrights responded to those themes. That's 8 new plays in the month of May. Coming up next is Spring Fling by Doug Simpson. Rebirth can be the start of a new fling or the beginning of a new nightmare. The following is a PSA, a warning to our teenage children about the dangers of rebirth. It's not worth the risk.
Springtime, a time of rebirth and renewal. For the students of Peterson High, though, springtime means the annual Spring Fling Dance. Love is in the air, and Dale and Cassie are sneaking off to be alone. Or so they think.
Come on, Dale. This way.
Where are we going, Cassie?
Somewhere we can be alone.
I can get behind that.
And here, Mrs. Palermo never locks her door.
And how do you know that?
Let's just say that some of her pop quizzes weren't such a surprise for me.
Wow, you're a bad girl.
I'm not that bad. Pop quizzes are evil and unnecessary.
Cassie hops onto one of the many lab tables.
Join me.
Dale swallows hard and sits on the table next to Cassie.
Alone at last.
Yeah?
Dale, are you nervous?
Yeah, a little.
You're adorable. Kiss me.
Oh, okay.
Dale awkwardly leans in and kisses Cassie. He then pulls away.
Not bad for a first attempt. Here, let me show you.
Wow, that was awesome.
It gets better. Just relax. Dale.
Wait, what's that?
It sounds like chanting down the hall.
Can you understand what they're saying?
No, I can't make it out. Come on, let's check it out.
I'm not sure that's a good idea, Cass. Can't we just stay here?
Are you asking if we can keep making out while there's weird chanting going on in the background? No, that's creepy.
Oh.
That's why we check it out. As soon as we determine that it's just a Pokemon game that got out of control, we can go back to kissing.
Okay then, count me in.
Oh, horn dog.
Dale and Cassie find the source of the chanting 3 doors down.
The shade is down. I can't see anything.
Me neither. Let's go inside.
I don't think so, Cass. This doesn't sound like any Pokemon game.
Well, I'm not going back to our room until we get these people to shut up.
Fine.
Cassie and Dale creep inside the science lab. Ambient, swirling green light illuminates the room. The tables have all been pushed off to the sides of the room, and 3 robed and hooded figures stand in a triangle around a fire.
What?
The 3 hooded figures stop and turn to face the 2 teens. Dale and Cassie gasp when they see their classmate Lindsay, flanked by 2 teachers, Mr. Smith and Ms. Ponce.
Intruders? Seize them!
From the shadows, the gym teacher, Mr. Dinkle, emerges and wraps up the two lovebirds with his massive arms.
Good work, Dinkle. Hold on to them while we complete the ceremony.
What the heck is going on here?
You'll see soon enough.
Numare, 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 numare!
Fire intensifies and erupts in crimson smoke. Within the clouds, a hulking, winged form appears. It is the demon
I am reborn.
Yes!
My enemies will empty their bowels in fear at my return. I will have my revenge.
Oh my god! Whoa, I'm gonna have to stop you there, friend. The G word. Ugh, like claws on a chalkboard.
Who? What are you?
Wow, hurtful. What am I? Do better, young lady. Do better.
This is the demon, Filthantian.
Just call me Phil.
Ah, yes. And centuries ago, he was felled by a powerful sorcerer.
Greg.
Yes. Wait, what? Greg? Are you sure?
Who was there, pal? His name was Greg.
Right. Well, Phil was killed, and we have resurrected him.
Well, technically, Greg banished me to another plane of existence, but I was basically dead.
Why? Why are you doing this?
Yeah, you're teachers. And Lindsay, you're the queen bee at Peterson.
And how do you think I attained this level of popularity? By being nice to people?
Well, I hope that would be part of things.
No. Sometimes a little dark magic goes a long way.
So what, this demon is here to make you prom queen or something?
Honey, I've got that on lock. I don't need Phil for that.
Phil has been summoned to help us in our latest collective bargaining negotiation.
Yes. Who would say no to a demon from hell?
Technically, I hail from New Jersey, but sure, tomato, tomato.
Why now? Why here at the dance?
So we can let him feast on all the virgins he wants.
Virgins? Ugh. Hate to break it to you, lady, but virgins do not taste good at all.
Should we have gone with babies?
Babies? What am I, an inhuman monster? For the love of Baal, take me to an olive garden or something. After centuries of banishment, I'm a cheap date.
I have to say, you're a bit of an underwhelming demon.
Well, I am known as the demon of diminished expectations.
Why did Greg banish you, Phil?
Because of all the souls he sent to hell.
Because of all the villages he desecrated.
Because of all the people he let down?
Actually, I owed him like a huge wad of cash. You see, we were out gambling one night, and one thing led to another.
This is the demon you bring us, Lindsay?
Hey!
But in the Dark Tome, he was said to be one of the worst.
The Dark Tome? You humans are so gullible. All it took was slipping Succubus Sally a few silver, and she'd punch up your profile in that doorstop. Another win for Succubus Sally.
Curses!
But what about you wanting revenge?
Oh, sorry about that. I'm always cranky when I wake up.
Well, Lindsay, without the demon's help, our deal is off.
Yes, you'll fail both of our classes.
You mean...
Yes, you'll be held back a year.
Ooh.
Ouch. Bad smarts.
Hey, don't lay it all at the kids' feet. This is what I do.
I'm going to a diner.
Oh, we'll join you. Dinkle, release them.
Aren't you worried we'll tell about what happened here?
What? That we resurrected the world's most useless demon? Knock yourselves out.
The three teachers depart, leaving Lindsay a weeping mess on the floor.
Well, we're gonna go back to what we were doing. Come on, Dale.
Hey, wait. Can I come with?
Are you really that interested in watching us make out?
No. Ew, gross. Would you be willing to hit up an olive garden instead? My treat.
How do you even know what an olive garden is? You've been gone for centuries.
Oh, just because I was on another plane of existence doesn't mean we don't know about Olive Garden and their affordable Italian cuisine.
I guess so. I am a little hungry.
Sure. How's he gonna pay?
I don't know. Maybe he can ask Succubus Sally.
Can I come too? I mean, if you'll have me?
What? Of course you're coming. We're bound to each other for eternity.
What?
Yep, gotta read that fine print, new best friend. I call shotgun.
Oh, no!
And so, everyone learned a valuable lesson. Do not resurrect demons, even for contract negotiations. Do not cheat to get ahead. And if you're sneaking off to make out, just go to the car.
And that concludes Spring Fling by Doug Simpson. This audio production was directed by Todd Fisher, featuring the voice talents of John Swain as the narrator, Carrie Moscow as Cassie, David Kleonsky as Dale, Bonnie Marie Williams as Lindsay, Elena Clevenger as Ponce, Glenn Weiler as Smith, and Jay Zade as Phil. Sound design and editing by Louis Panzer. Don't touch that dial. Stay tuned for our next radio play. No need to click away. In case you're just tuning in, thank you for joining us. The Cary Playwrights Forum and Creative Greensboro are two organizations with a passion in producing new plays in North Carolina. If you support our mission, please donate by visiting the Cary Playwrights Forum website. It's the yellow button on the right. Every dollar keeps us going. Our next play is The Shwake by Brian H. Bornstein. Tonight, the old guard of two cultures will meet alone at a funeral home. Neither one would choose to be there if they could, but will they make the choice to start again?
Patrick? Oh, I'm glad you're still here.
Of course I'm still here. Where else would I be? I could hardly leave Francis here all by himself, could I? It's just the two of us spending a peaceful night together, enjoying the quiet.
Okay. I'm sorry I'm late, but I was at David and Maureen's. I didn't want to leave before they'd gone to bed, but they're so upset they can't sleep. Then on the way I realized that I should probably bring something. I've never been to a vig before.
This is my first shiva, so we're even.
Not many places were open at this hour. I hope this will do. Here you go. Is something the matter? I figured I couldn't go wrong with Irish whiskey.
Irish whiskey, yes. Bushmills, no.
Why? Is it bad?
Oh, it tastes fine. Just between you and me, it's actually pretty good. But it's Prot whiskey.
Prot whiskey?
From Northern Ireland. You know, Protestant Northern Ireland. I'm sure we can get one of the Jewish relatives to take it home later.
Oh, I see. I thought the troubles ended a long time ago.
The Irish people have long memories, Miriam. It's our blessing and our curse. It's like when your brother wouldn't go visit Francis that year he was studying in Germany because of their past treatment of the Jews. After all, Helmut Kohl hadn't done anything to him.
You can hardly compare that... Ugh. Machetunum.
Excuse me?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, no, you definitely said something. It sounded like you were choking.
Oh.
Come on, there's no one here but you and me and Francis. Spit it out.
Well, if you must know, I said mach etunum.
It still sounds like you're gagging. Is it Hebrew?
Yiddish. It's a word for the family your child marries into. When my brother David married your sister Maureen, our families became mach etunum.
You mean in-laws?
Sort of. Except you choose your in-laws when you decide to get married. The Machetunim are your child's in-laws. They're totally beyond your control.
Oh, I see. We have a word for that too. It's called pain in the arse.
Francis wouldn't want us bickering like this. Truce.
No. No, he wouldn't. Truce.
Is this the program for tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Francis Oliver Goldberg. Born November 22nd, 1963. Died May 29th, 2013. Maureen went into labor when she heard Kennedy had been shot. I guess that explains why they gave him an Irish name and not the Jewish one. David said Francis was a gentle name, which would help him become a gentleman. Which he was.
That he was, sure. A gentle soul. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy.
Oh, that's beautiful, Patrick. What is it?
It's the first part of the prayer of St. Francis, also known as the Peace Prayer.
Well, it suits him. Francis turned out to be the right name for him.
Yeah, that it did. And then there's his Irish middle name.
Oliver? I don't think of Oliver as especially Irish.
It isn't, but Maureen knew he'd probably abbreviate it when he was older. That way he could be Francis O'Goldberg.
Francis O'Goldberg. F-O-G. To me, he was always just Foggy, my sweet Foggy bear.
He did have a thing for bears. They were all he ever wanted to see at the zoo. He told me once he hoped to be reincarnated as one.
Reincarnation. That sounds just like him, you know. I loved him, but some of the things he did puzzled me ever since he was a boy. I have 9 nieces and nephews, and Foggy was the only one who had a first communion as well as a bar mitzvah. So, what do you do at an Irish wake?
Yeah, what do you do at a shiva?
We share stories about the deceased.
We do that.
We cover the mirrors.
We used to do that, not so much anymore.
We eat and drink.
We do that.
We mostly eat.
We mostly drink. Could I pour you a taste?
Well, I don't normally drink whiskey. But when in Rome, or should I say when in Dublin, huh?
To Francis.
To Francis. Here's a story for you. When he told me he was rejoining the National Guard after 9/11, I was completely dumbfounded. He had a successful career, plenty of money, but he said, "I'm the product of 2 peoples with a combined history of 5,000 years of oppression. It's the least I can do." It may have gotten him killed over in Afghanistan, but he died doing something important. I was proud of him. More than that, I admired him.
He was a good man. It's too bad others don't have his sense of history.
His sense of himself, or selves. I used to wish he would just pick a side already.
Would he have been a better son, a better father, a better brother or nephew, if he had picked a side?
Of course not, Patrick. But he might have been more Jewish. We're practically dying out, you know, thanks to the intermarriage of young folks. Lack of interest in the old traditions.
You've lasted this long, Miriam. My guess is you'll last a few millennia more. Besides, I always liked the way he embraced both sides of his heritage. He was like an ecumenical poster child. Here's another story. One time, when he was a boy, he found a bird dying in the yard. It had flown into their plate glass window and broken its neck. He gave it its last rites, then gathered the family together. And he led them in saying that Jewish prayer after he buried it.
The mourner's Kaddish.
Yeah, that one.
Huh.
Will we be saying that now for Francis?
We will. It's the prayer we say when someone close to us dies. And David and Maureen will continue to say it every year on the anniversary of his death for the rest of their lives. But they'll be thinking about him
Every minute of every day.
for the rest of their lives.
Especially on holidays, like Christmas.
And like Passover. Did you know their family eats corned beef at their Passover Seder? One year it fell on St. Patrick's Day. Francis argued that if they were going to eat brisket anyway, it might as well be corned beef brisket, with cabbage and potatoes, the whole schmear. He called it the Gaelic Seder. It was such a big hit they started doing it every year.
It sounds delicious.
It is. A bit non-traditional, but perfectly kosher, perfectly tasty, and perfectly Francis.
He was true to both traditions all the way to the end. Tradition, tradition.
Oh,
His will specifically called for this combined Shiva-Wake thing, you know.
you saw his will.
Of course I saw it. I'm the executor of his estate. He even coined a term for it. He called it a Shwake.
Shwake, eh? I guess it's better than Wiva. And this way, the Shiva part comes first.
I think it was smart. There's comfort in ritual. More rituals mean more comfort. And since neither side of the Machetunum, since neither side knows enough about the other culture to carry out his wishes, he probably knew we'd have to come together to do it.
Oh, I think we would have managed to come together anyway at a time like this. Neither side is short on ritual, that's for sure.
Shiva. Is that Yiddish again?
Yes, it means 7. The initial mourning period lasts 7 days. Friends and relatives bring you food, and you sit around and visit. That's why they call it sitting Shiva.
And then you have the burial? The body must stink to high heaven.
Oh, no. The burial comes right away. Jews don't do embalming, so the burial happens as soon as possible. Then the Shiva starts. But nowadays, most people only do it for a day or two, so Shiva is a bit of a misnomer.
We embalm, but wakes are also shorter now than they were in the olden days. Most people only do it for a night or two. Nothing lasts as long as it used to, not even for our grieving.
Why is it called a wake anyway? Is it because we're staying awake all night tonight?
Well, that's part of it, but also because an older meaning of wake is to watch or guard. We're keeping watch over Francis.
What are we guarding him from exactly? His friends? The bears?
Evil spirits. We don't want them to come along and steal Francis's soul before he's buried and blessed, and his soul has gone to heaven.
Huh. Heaven. You Catholics have a much better defined idea of it than we do. Same for hell.
Without a hell, where are the evil spirits going to reside?
In us, Patrick. They reside in us. Francis lying here in a box is proof enough of that. I don't know that I'd be much use in a battle with evil spirits, either the ethereal or the humankind.
Oh, I'd think you do just fine, Miriam. If I were an evil spirit, I wouldn't mess with you. But I don't think we need to worry. Francis's coffin is nice and solid. You hear that? Nice and solid. Yeah, that should keep the evil spirits out. All right, Francis?
Oi, 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 oi. One thing we don't do in Jewish funerals is an open casket. It gives me the creeps.
It shouldn't. It's an honor to sit with a man after he's died, to watch over him until it's time to tell him goodbye for the last time. Seeing him there makes it easier to talk to him, to sing to him.
You sing?
Of course we sing. We're Irish. Francis had a beautiful voice. I loved going to church when he was in the choir. He especially loved singing the Latin hymns.
That figures. He sang in the synagogue choir too. His Hebrew was flawless.
Do you sing when you sit Shiva?
We pray, which is like singing, I guess. What do you sing?
Anything to help send him on his way. It's good for the soul, his and ours. You should try it.
Oh, I don't know.
Come on. I'll help you. Stand up. There you go. Now, think about Francis and sing.
Ave numa kenu, shama kolenu. Ave numa kenu, chatanu el fanecha.
I wish I was in Carrickfergus, only for nights in
That was The Shwake by Brian H. Bornstein. This audio production was directed by Meredith DePaulo Stevens, featuring the voice talents of Linda Donnell as Miriam and Blake Wilson as Patrick. Sound design and editing by Meredith DePaulo Stevens. Music arranged by Melissa Burris. And that concludes our fourth and final week of the 2021 North Carolina Radio Play Festival. Thank you for tuning in and supporting North Carolinian artists. About 50 voice performers, directors, editors, musicians, and playwrights contributed to this festival. Be sure to listen to all 8 of our radio plays and support us by donating at caryplaywrightsforum.org. This is Christian O'Neill signing off. So long.